risk, but as an opportunity. You know, there's ways of looking at the world which frames how we handle the world. And unfortunately, we didn't handle the collapse of the Soviet Union very well. We were left grappling with to find the right policy. We even had, I remember President Bush encouraging the Ukrainians not to go for independence, the famous Chicken Kiev speech. There should be some other dishes invented at the moment, actually, for our administration and for the German administration, of course. I don't know what you'd call it in German, but the... Anyway, but there's a lot to be done, and I'm not going to even turn to my notes. But if you have any other questions, I could answer on that.
Regarding the Scholz administration, sometimes we call it Russian embassy.
The Bratwurst policy, maybe.
Bratwurst policy. Yeah, Zelenka. That is, indeed, you have mentioned already a number of topics, but I particularly love your idea that while not all countries which will emerge from the collapsing Russian empire will be democracies, but some will be. And once again, the failures which have been done by the West during the collapse of the Soviet Union with the strengthening of Russia with all means possible, with providing Russia with political means of influence, like a seat in the permanent seat in Security Council of the United Nations, which Russia should never have received, no rights for that. But also,
it's actually illegitimate.
It's illegitimate, totally. It's totally illegitimate. Russia was never accepted to the United Nations, or the transfer of nukes from the new countries or renewed countries to Russia, including means of their delivery, like strategic bombers, which Ukraine was forced by the US to give to Russia, including cruise missiles, which Ukraine was forced to give to Russia in hundreds of pieces, which now are flying towards Ukrainian cities. All these mistakes may not be repeated, although I personally am afraid that they will be, because the mistakes being done by the politicians who tend to stick to their patterns, they tend to be repeated and not be prevented, despite the fact that we know about them. Think about the appeasement policy, which we are facing now. But before diving into all these things, we can talk eternally about what the West has done wrong. For right. I would like to ask Ishihide Hitoshi, who has authored his new book,